Into his third Arsenal season, the club's record signing Nicolas Pepe hasn't hit the heights that many initially expected. So with a world-class winger like Raheem Sterling reportedly available, could Mikel Arteta look to replace the Ivorian in the upcoming transfer window? Also, which Arsenal players have scored for England today? And has Eddie Nketiah asked to leave Arsenal? As per, let's find out in the latest Arsenal news today. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bass14 and there's a smile on your boy's face because I have just watched our star boys on fire, but more on that later. Make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also do subscribe to your boy's channel if you guys are new, because if you guys aren't aware, we're on the road to 70,000 subscribers. But getting into the Arsenal news today and starting off with the Arsenal wingers. Let's start off with Nicolas Pepe, Pepito FC, Arsenal's number 19, record signing £72 million. And so far this year, he is Arsenal's second choice right winger behind Bukayo Saka. And this is Nicolas Pepe into his third Arsenal season, so I think it's getting to the point now where many Arsenal fans no longer can have the excuse of adaptation or him just not being ready for the Premier League. He's 26 years old now, and these are meant to be Nicolas Pepe's prime years. And to be completely honest, even though your boy loves the player, has loved the player and supported the player, I am starting to really worry. And the Mail are reporting today Arsenal could be willing to sell their record signing Nicolas Pepe for just £25 million. Now it goes without saying, so far this report really hasn't been echoed by any other sources, but the fact that he's not starting for Arsenal in his peak years and also 2 years left on his Arsenal contract, potentially Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar could look to cash in on the asset while it still has value. But in terms of Nicolas Pepe, what have you guys made of his Arsenal career so far? Rate it out of 10, and also, would you keep him or would you sell him in the upcoming transfer windows? But let's just say Arsenal were to sell Nicolas Pepe, could they replace him with a certain Raheem Sterling? The report in the Times are claiming that sources inside Man City believe there is an increasing likelihood Raheem Sterling will not extend his stay at the club. So slowly but surely, Raheem Sterling looks like he's going to be available for transfer, and I'm going to say it right now, I think Arsenal, if he's there and available, will be all over the interest. And another reliable sources also claim that Manchester City are willing to accept a loan offer with a mandatory €50 million purchase option for Raheem Sterling. That's around £45 million, a loan with the obligation to buy. Once again, I think Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar could look at this as an opportunity. But of course, the main question a lot of Arsenal fans and rival fans are going to ask is Raheem Sterling willing to come to Arsenal Football Club? Well, recently speaking on the Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, he says so far he has done very well. He has turned the club around, and you can see in the atmosphere and the energy that is there. He's a manager who knows what he wants and gets the best out of his players. Massive words of praise for the Arsenal current manager from a player, of course, that used to work with him when his time was at Man City. And of course, in terms of Man City, they have spent £100 million on Jack Grealish, and he is the guy starting over Raheem Sterling. One has to believe the fact that Pep spent so much money on a replacement, potentially Man City will have to sell the player even to keep up with the FFP rules. But of course, as of right now, your boy needs to make it clear this is just speculation. But with Nicolas Pepe's future uncertain and Sterling looking to be available, if it came down to you, man, would you sell Nicolas Pepe and replace him with Raheem Sterling? Hypothetics FC, but questions FC, answer FC down below in the comments. Keeping it on Man City, according to the Manchester Evening News, they have interest in Arsenal striker Alexandre Lacazette. Lacazette to Man City, of course, a player's Arsenal contract is set to expire at the end of the season. And in terms of Man City having let go of Sergio Aguero, right now they don't have any centre forwards. So of course, in that aspect it makes sense, but City don't normally sign players that are the age of Lacazette. And as decent as a striker as he is, I think City will look to sign more of a Harry Kane, maybe even Erling Haaland. But of course, if Pep is desperate to sign a striker as soon as January, potentially they do make a move for Lacazette. And of course, if that is to be the case, if Arsenal want a Sterling as well, I'm just saying, potential, let's see what happens. But if it came down to you guys, would you guys let Lacazette go as soon as the January transfer window? Especially keeping in mind that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is going to the African Cup of Nations. Arsenal reporter target Dejan Kulusevski has confirmed on a Swedish podcast that my favourite club is Arsenal because I like everything about the club and the city, the players and the way they play football. Now, of course, Kulusevski is a player that plays for Juventus, a Swedish international winger linked to Arsenal over the past week. The fact that he is just confirmed on a recent podcast as an Arsenal fan as well, things are just starting to become a little bit dodgy. And according to Juventus source Tutor Juve, they claim that Arsenal have made initial moves for Kulusevski. The Gunners like the player a lot and want him to repeat the glories of Freddie Ljungberg. Juventus want no less than 35 million euros. At 21 years of age, Kulusevski certainly has a lot of potential, and he also most importantly suits the profile and age that Arsenal would like to sign. And of course, as they mentioned there, one of Arsenal's greatest ever wingers, Freddie Ljungberg, also was a Swedish legend. Most likely Ljungberg was one of the idols growing up of Kulusevski, but at the same time your boy is going to make it clear, as great as a player as he is, the fact that Arsenal have got Emile Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka, players that are very similar profile-wise to Kulusevski. For me, if Arsenal want to sign a winger, it has to be more of a goal scorer, a final action player, and more of an overall outlet. But if it came down to you, man, would you guys take Dejan Kulusevski at Arsenal Football Club? After all, my friends, he does support our gargantuan institution. Okay, then moving on to Arsenal's England players. And starting off with the Croydon KDB, Emile Smith Rowe, at it again, positive headlines. His first ever start for his country, where he registered his first ever England assist and his first ever England goal. Emile Smith Rowe, at it again. It wasn't just him, of course, even Bukayo Saka also scored a goal. And the Arsenal star boy is going to England. The England fans are even chanting now the Saka and Smith Rowe chants. The Arsenal England revolution has begun, and it is beautiful. And in terms of Emile Smith Rowe, what a rise the last 11 and 12 months have been. Because as ITV points out, 370 days ago, Smith Rowe started for the Arsenal Academy away at Gillingham. Tonight he made his first England senior start. Make no mistake, my friends, this guy is only just getting warmed up and he is showing really promising signs. And it wasn't just the Arsenal attackers, but even in terms of Aaron Ramsdale, he became the 7th Arsenal keeper to play for England and the first since David Seaman against Macedonia in October 2002. So you're saying to me the last time an Arsenal player started for England in goal, your boy was still in nappies. I was still 2 years old, my friend. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but Rambo, my friend, keep doing your thing. A clean sheet as well. Beautiful scenes. And of course, now these players will come back to Arsenal with extra confidence, extra smiles, and overall hopefully perform better in an Arsenal kit. Talking about Arsenal English players, according to Adrian Kajumba, Eddie Nketiah tells Arsenal he wants to leave despite Mikel Arteta's last-ditch attempts to keep him at the club. In terms of Eddie Nketiah's Arsenal contract, it is set to expire at the end of the season. And with that being the case, even though as it says that Mikel Arteta has made it clear numerous times in the press he wants to keep Eddie, young Eddie has made it clear he wants to move elsewhere where he wants to play more consistent first team football. He is now of course 22 years of age, and in terms of his long-term future at Arsenal, as decent as a striker as he is he Arsenal's answer to the long-term centre forward? Personally, not in your boy's opinion. So if young Eddie does in fact want to leave Arsenal, for me it's time that Arsenal give a chance to a certain other young striker, and that being Folarin Balogun, who has been speaking to the media and has said, it's funny because this time last year Emile was playing under 23 football, so it shows how quickly things can change. I speak to Emile and Bukayo a lot. They tell me to be patient. They tell me it's not an overnight thing. It would be naive for me to think that. I won't lie to you guys, I'm really much a fan of Folarin Balogun's current Arsenal mentality. It is not an overnight thing, and when a banging in front of him, it's gonna take a bit more time. But at 21 years of age, this guy has got so much time ahead of him, a long-term Arsenal future. There is no need to panic, my friends, and young Folarin Balogun understands that. And so if Eddie Nketiah has made it clear that he does want to leave Arsenal, then in Arsenal's upcoming games against Sunderland in the Carabao Cup, Folarin Balogun needs to play over Eddie Nketiah in your boy's opinion. Because as it stands, out of both strikers, it's Balogun who does have a long-term Arsenal future. Vincent Kompany on Albert Sambis Lokonga. He says, I saw Sambi play his first 2 games at Anderlecht and then he got a big injury. But the first thing I did when I saw Sambi was I went to Mikel and also Pep, but Mikel first. And I said, you've got to watch this guy, he's the new Yaya Toure. Vincent Kompany also then managed Albert Sambis Lokonga in the next year at Anderlecht. And of course, Kompany also played alongside Yaya Toure for Man City in the Premier League. So the fact that he's openly compared Albert Sambis Lokonga to Yaya Toure, a legend of the Premier League and Man City, just goes to show how highly he rates the player and how good this guy potentially could be. And in terms of Lokonga himself, he has been also speaking to the media, where he says, the manager speaks to me a lot, I like that, but he doesn't let me rest. I was told that he said that my integration and my performances had impressed him, good, but next year he will see an even better Sambi. So far this season I have seen Sambi play quite a few games, and of course your boy has been impressed by his overall performances. But at 21 years of age, the thing that impresses me the most is his overall mentality. The fact that he's so young and in a brand new league, he had a couple dodgy performances against Crystal Palace and Brighton, and most players at young age, they can crumble at that period. But in terms of young Sambi, no my friends, that was not the case. In fact, since those games, he's come back stronger and better, and just shows that this guy's got great character at such a young age. But in terms of you guys, how impressed have you guys been by young Sambis Lokonga, and what exactly has impressed you guys the most? Okay, then let's move on to the other Arsenal news today. And starting off with the Arsenal number 8, Martin Ødegaard, who's been speaking to the Norwegian media. Martin Ødegaard on his game time at Arsenal says, "I was out of the team and those who entered did well. I haven't played as much as I wish, but that's football. We have done very good as a team. That's positive." That is the mentality that I want to hear from an Arsenal player, because even though your boy will openly admit I have not been as impressed by Ødegaard in terms of his standards he set last season, it seems as if Martin Ødegaard understands that he's not been at his best and he is taking responsibility. And obviously in terms of his last couple of appearances for Arsenal, both coming off the bench, whenever he comes onto the pitch, I do see a more hungry Martin Ødegaard wanting to make an impact. But if it came down to you guys, would you guys start him at Anfield against Liverpool? Arsenal duo Ben White and Granit Xhaka have both been spotted in Dubai. These of course are two players that weren't away during the international break, and the fact that these guys are both in Dubai having a good time, I think they're there for a sponsor first things first. But it seems as if Lacazette has given some of the Arsenal players some time to go, relax, calm down and come back mentally fresh. But now with the international break coming to an end, Arsenal are set to return on the weekend against Liverpool. But in terms of the opposition, we do have an update on their behalf, as reportedly Liverpool could be without as many as 8 players due to injury against Arsenal. Robertson the latest, as he went off with a hamstring injury for Scotland tonight, meaning that Robertson, Henderson, Mane, Jones, Keita, Firmino, Milner and Elliott are all either doubts or confirmed out. Make no mistake my friends, there are some really important players for Liverpool there, and if they are out, it's going to be a massive benefit for our club. But also at the same time, going to Anfield away is never going to be easy, never is easy. But the fact that Arsenal are 2 points behind Liverpool, if Arsenal can pull off a miracle, somehow get a win, we would go above Liverpool and into 3rd place, or 4th place sorry, in the Premier League. But as per, let me know your own thoughts down below after hearing about the reported injuries. Do you guys think that Arsenal can go to Anfield and somehow, some way pull off a result? But that is the video there and there. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also do subscribe to your boy's channel if you guys are new. If you would like to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was the latest Arsenal news today, and now the international break coming to an end. Saka and Smith Rowe on fire for their countries, beautiful scenes, and I will see you guys next time in a bit.